What is up, Friday morning, July 1st. Hope you guys are having a great day. Welcome to today's edition of the Daily Market Commentary. I'm your host, Chuck Fulkerson. We're going to take a look at the markets from an educational perspective, finding breakouts and reversals. Let's go ahead and dive in. As we are on the 1st of July, remember, we will have no DMC on Monday and no live trade room Monday or Sunday due to the 4th of July holiday weekend. All right, so S&P this morning down about 8 points. We do have a little area here that I think makes for a pretty decent breakdown potential going forward, where we've touched twice, right? You hit it twice. Really, we've hit it 3 or 4 times. And so as we continue to come down, I think that below 37.43, you've got a breakdown and then clean air to run down to 37.16. Now, that's a fairly, looks like a small spot, but I don't need a tremendous amount of points in the S&P for a trade to really be worth it. So I would probably make my entry on the 15-minute chart. Remember, your stop goes just above the pivot on a breakdown. Now, that's pretty far away from current price, so I don't know if we're going to get there today. What we have seen is that on Fridays, we've been closing a little bit on the high, having Fridays as a bit of a strength day. And that little bit of a strength day that we've seen on Fridays could lead us up a bit higher. And if it does lead us up a bit higher, let's look to see if we're able to break through some of these pivots. We're sitting right now on this pivot from last night. A little bit of a pullback from there wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing. And we have this level right up in here at 38.60. Eventually, if price does make it all the way back up to there today, although I don't know that we will. I think we'll probably stay between this range today where there's just not a lot of great trades. In the NASDAQ, we had this little hourly level that we poked into, got a decent move away, about a 3-to-1 move away from there. And then this little area up here existed as kind of another turning point, which we hit that level and then bounced off. Now, that on a smaller time frame, it was a really, really tiny level, but that's where we reversed and came back down. So now I'd be looking for a breakdown below 11,380 as kind of the next most logical and obvious move in the NASDAQ. Once again, our 4-hour chart inside this NASDAQ is, we got our lower low, is still continuing to come down. So it would make sense that price would drop from here. Russell 2000. Russell, we rallied up to this level, poked just above it before then falling off, which is somewhat frustrating. But it is what it is. C'est la vie, as they say. Once again, I don't know who they are, but they say it. Look for the breakdown below 1680. Reversal area up here at 1754. So those are kind of my main equity markets. Moving over and taking a quick look at crude oil and gold. Crude oil, we had a breakdown trade. The breakdown did give us an entry. And so for those of you that took this breakdown trade, hopefully we're able to make a little bit of cheddar off of it. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know if you're able to make some money off of this breakdown trade, as price did give us a good move down. The next area would be down here at 104 from a breakdown perspective. From a reversal perspective, if we look at a 15-minute chart, trying to find an area for price to turn, we've already hit this level here once, and so now that we're coming into it a second time, I believe that it's a lot weaker, and considering the fact that we're kind of basing in front of the level, it makes it a lot weaker of a trade. And so your next step would be this area here off of this 15-minute kind of tweezer top level, formed at a really nice time of the day as well. Now, the other level that I will take into account would be this area right up in here, in this base drop below a pivot high. But once again, very far away. Don't know if or when we're going to retreat back up to this level. Okay, so those would be the areas in crude oil. Gold finally gave us the breakdown trade. So we did get the breakdown trade in gold in the overnights. The iron condor did expire worthless. And so that actually worked out really, really well to be patient, wait for the iron condor. And now gold is giving you a potential entry as we finally got the breakout. If you missed the breakout, look for a reversal we're actually bouncing off of where the reversal would be right now. So I'll try to get this video out quick enough that you can still take advantage of it. But look for old resistance, old support to act as new resistance in case you are not in the breakout. But the breakout is still running pretty well. I know that that one broke out last night, and so you may or may not have gotten into that thing as it's run down pretty much overnight in the overnight sessions. Speaking of breakdowns, the next breakdown that we had been talking about was in the Japanese yen, and take a look that we did not get the move we anticipated, and we talked about yesterday. It was more than 6 candles, so it's time to get out of the trade, right? The 6 candle rule came into effect. This is why we have the 6 candle rule, and we've rallied up from that bottom. So, what does that mean? Does that mean that we're going to get some strength now in the yen? It's possible. On the daily chart, we do continue to move down. We had a rally up April through the beginning of May, and then fell again. So I'm not saying that we will not get another move down, but we might be putting in a bit of a base. Our momentum is definitely shifting. As I pull up my momentum indicator on here, you will see that our momentum is definitely shifting as we've got higher swing lows in price. Higher swing lows in the momentum indicator, lower swing lows in price. All right, so our momentum indicator is rising, and the indication would be that we would, be continuing that move up, but it's not there yet. We would have to get above some key moving averages and some key support or resistance areas. New Zealand dollar, we talked about a breakdown last week. If you're in this one still, it is still running your direction. Now, we had another opportunity for an entry. We didn't get basing in front of the level, which means that it didn't really give us an entry on the breakout. It's worked, but it's not an entry that we would consider taking. This would be your next supply area up above there. But let's continue to see if price breaks to eventually hitting that price target that we put in place on this one last week. Australian dollar has finally broken down. For those of you that are looking at the Aussie, we broke below there a couple of times, so you may or may not, still want to be into this thing. But on a rally, you have a very clean 1 hour level right up here, 68827, 68959. And I think that's all I have on today's markets. We continue to fall in ags as our ags continue to drop back to the pre-pandemic levels. Not quite there yet, but I would take everything a little bit cautious today as we are heading into the holiday weekend. So if you have any questions, shoot us an email, support@tradersarmy.com. Until tomorrow, everybody, I will talk to you soon. See ya.
Hey, thanks for joining us. If you like what we do, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. It's the only way the computers know that you're actually alive and really care. And go to tradersarmy.com today to learn a bit more. And if you want to see some of our other videos, click here in the box.